Have you ever noticed that some people are on social media? They scroll, they watch, they observe, but they never post? No selfies, no opinions, no life updates, just silence. And yet somehow, those people often seem the most grounded, the most secure, the most at peace. Psychology says that silence isn't emptiness, it's a choice, and it reveals more about a person's inner world than any post ever could. Let's talk about what's really going on inside the mind of someone who watches the world but never performs for it. 1. Their identity doesn't require an audience. Most people post because, on some level, they need the confirmation. Psychologists call this self-verification theory, the human need to have others reflect back who we believe we are. But people who never post have already resolved that need internally. They know who they are without a caption to prove it. Their sense of self isn't up for public vote. 2. They think in private and protect what matters. There's a psychological concept called the Zeigarnik effect. The mind holds unfinished things more powerfully than completed ones. People who never post instinctively understand that sharing something too early or too publicly drains it of its energy. They protect their goals, their relationships, and their inner life the same way you protect a flame from wind. Silence isn't secrecy, it's preservation. 3. They're highly sensitive to performance culture. Social media rewards performance. The more you curate, the more you're seen. But certain people, often the most emotionally perceptive ones, feel an almost physical discomfort with performing for approval. For them, posting doesn't feel like sharing, it feels like acting. 4. They've opted out of the comparison economy. Every post exists inside a system of social comparison. People who never post have often made a quiet but powerful decision. They refuse to participate in that economy. They've stepped off the scoreboard entirely. 5. Their inner world is richer than their feed could hold. Psychologists describe a trait called absorption, the capacity to become deeply immersed in your own thoughts, creativity, and inner experience. People who never post are often operating at a depth that doesn't translate to a thumbnail. Their life isn't less interesting. It's too textured for a highlight reel. What they feel, think, and create lives fully inside experience, not inside a screen. 6. They understand the permanence of digital identity. There's a quiet wisdom in recognizing that everything posted becomes a fixed version of yourself, frozen in time for anyone to find. People who never post often have a long horizon view of identity. They're not avoiding the internet. They're refusing to let a 2021 version of themselves define who they're still becoming. That's not fear. That's foresight. So the next time you come across someone who's always watching but never posting, don't mistake their silence for disengagement. They might just be the most self-aware person in the room. In a world that mistakes volume for value, choosing not to perform takes more confidence than posting ever could. If you're drawn to the psychology behind quiet people, emotional depth, and the hidden patterns in how people think and live, subscribe. Because the most interesting things rarely announce themselves.